SCHD has announced an 8.2% dividend increase for Q2 2026. If you hold 1,000 shares, your payout increases from $245 to $265. For 5,000 shares, that rises from $1,225 to $1,325, adding an extra $400 annually. In this video, I'll explain the updated dividend, compare it with previous increases, and break down exactly how much income you can expect based on your holdings. I'll also go over revised annual income estimates and where SCHD's dividend might land by the end of 2026. Whether you already own SCHD or are considering it, this will help set clear expectations. Here's what we'll cover: the Q2 2026 dividend compared to last year, your precise income by share count, full year 2026 projections, and what this signals for SCHD's growth, and why it continues to perform strongly. Quick disclaimer: this content is for educational purposes only and not financial advice. I'm not a licensed advisor. Dividends may change, and future results aren't guaranteed. Always do your own research and consult a professional before making investment decisions. Here's a clear breakdown of the Q2 2026 dividend announcement. The details: SCHD has declared a quarterly dividend of $0.265 per share. The payment date is June 29, 2026, and the ex-dividend date is June 24, 2026. The increase: in Q2 last year, the dividend was $0.245 per share. The new $0.265 payout represents a $0.02 increase, which equals 8.2% growth year over year. While this is slightly below SCHD's long-term average growth rate, it's still a strong quarterly increase. What this means for you: to receive the dividend, you need to hold SCHD before June 24th. If you own 100 shares, you'll earn $26.50. With 1,000 shares, that's $265. Holding 10,000 shares would generate $2,650. Key reminder: you must purchase shares before the market opens on June 24th to qualify. If you buy on or after that date, you'll need to wait for the next dividend cycle. Payment details: the dividend will be paid on June 29th. If you're enrolled in a dividend reinvestment plan, DRIP, the payout will automatically purchase more shares. Otherwise, the cash will be deposited into your account. Now let's break down exactly how much income you can earn from your SCHD shares. Income by share count: 100 shares pay $26.50 per quarter, or about $106 per year. 250 shares generate $66.25 quarterly, or $265 annually. 500 shares bring in $132.50 per quarter, totaling $530 per year. 1,000 shares pay $265 every quarter, $1,060 yearly, which is roughly $88 per month. 2,500 shares earn $662.50 quarterly, or $2,650 annually. 5,000 shares produce $1,325 per quarter, $5,300 per year. 10,000 shares generate $2,650 quarterly, adding up to $10,600 annually. Growth impact: compared to Q2 2025, this 8.2% increase boosts your income. 100 shares, plus $2 per quarter, plus $8 per year. 1,000 shares, plus $20 quarterly, plus $80 annually. 5,000 shares, plus $100 quarterly, plus $400 yearly. 10,000 shares, plus $200 per quarter, plus $800 per year. The compounding effect: this is just a single increase. If SCHD continues growing its dividend at around 8 to 12% per year, your income can rise significantly without buying additional shares. For example, 1,000 shares earning $1,060 annually today could grow to roughly $1,870 in 5 years and exceed $3,000 in 10 years, highlighting the real power of long-term dividend growth. Let's estimate SCHD's total dividend for 2026 using the latest data. So far, Q1 paid $0.257 per share, and Q2 comes in at $0.265. Forward estimates: if the current growth trend holds, Q3 could be around 28 cents to 30 cents, while Q4, usually the strongest quarter, may fall between 30 cents to 32 cents. Full-year projection: adding everything together, the total dividend for 2026 is likely in the range of about $1.11 to $1.12 per share. What this means for your income: 1,000 shares equals roughly $1,117 per year, about $93 per month. 5,000 shares equals around $5,585 annually, about $465 per month. 10,000 shares equals about $11,170 per year, roughly $930 per month. Compared to 2025, with 2025 totals near $1.03 per share, this points to about 8% year-over-year growth, right in line with SCHD's historical pattern. 5-year outlook: assuming an 8% annual increase continues, the dividend could reach approximately $1.64 per share by 2031. In that case, 5,000 shares could grow from around $5,585 per year to over $8,000, close to a 50% income increase without adding more shares. That's where long-term dividend growth really starts to make a difference. Let's put this latest increase into perspective with SCHD's long-term performance. The track record: since launching in 2011, SCHD has increased its dividend every single year. 15 consecutive years of growth without any cuts or pauses. That level of consistency is uncommon in the ETF space. Average growth rate: from inception, SCHD's dividend has grown at an average annual rate of about 12.8%. Some years come in higher, others lower, but the overall trend remains strong. This latest 8.2% increase is a bit below that average, yet still a healthy gain. Why it works: SCHD targets high-quality dividend-paying companies with at least a decade of consistent payouts, solid cash flow, and reasonable debt levels. These are typically well-established businesses across sectors like healthcare, consumer goods, and energy, designed for reliable income rather than speculation. Built-in quality control: the fund rebalances each March, removing underperforming or weaker companies and replacing them with stronger ones. If a company reduces or stops its dividend, it's usually excluded. This process helps maintain a resilient and growing portfolio. How it compares: SCHD's dividend growth generally outperforms many other ETFs. Broad market funds often grow dividends around 6 to 7%, while some income-focused ETFs may have little to no growth at all. SCHD stands out by combining consistency with long-term dividend expansion. If you don't own SCHD yet, here's how to think about this dividend increase. Current yield: at roughly $87 per share, SCHD offers a yield around 3.6%, translating to about $3.10 to $3.50 per share annually based on recent growth trends. Quarterly payments can vary, but the total yearly dividend is what really counts, and it's been consistently increasing. Entry advantage: buying at today's price secures roughly a 3.6% yield on cost. With dividend growth in the 8 to 12% range, that yield can climb significantly over time. Year 1: approximately 3.6%. Year 5: approximately 6% plus. Year 10: approximately 11% plus. Year 15: approximately 18% plus. How much to invest? To generate about $1,000 per year, invest around $27,800, approximately 320 shares. For $5,000 per year, about $139,000, approximately 1,600 shares. For $10,000 per year, roughly $278,000, approximately 3,200 shares. Ex-dividend timing. Should you buy before June 24th to receive the $0.265 dividend? Only if it fits your overall plan. The share price typically adjusts downward by the dividend amount, so it's not extra money. Key takeaway: SCHD is best viewed as a long-term dividend growth investment, not a short-term income play. The real value comes from steadily increasing payouts over time, not chasing a single quarter's dividend. Here's the key takeaway: SCHD's Q2 2026 dividend is $0.265 per share, marking an 8.2% increase compared to last year. If you already own SCHD, your income just increased. If you're thinking about investing, you're looking at an ETF with a 15-year track record of consistent dividend growth. Action steps: if you hold SCHD, make sure you own shares before June 24th to qualify for the June 29 payout. If dividend reinvestment is enabled, your earnings will automatically buy more shares. Otherwise, the cash will be credited to your account. If you're planning to invest, avoid focusing on a single dividend. Prioritize long-term growth instead. Income tip: use roughly $3.13 per share annually as a starting estimate, with expected growth of around 10 to 12% per year. Your turn. Check your current holdings and calculate your potential income. Subscribe for future updates and stay consistent with your investing approach.